And $20,000 is nothing. It is Nathan. You understand me? Nothing.
A lot of people don't have that confidence in themselves.
If you've been lying to yourself, you know you've been lying to yourself. In that one moment, you know that you have to go against the grain.
Thank you for tuning in to the Content Aesthetic Show, where we have different med spa owners, different aesthetic professionals come and share their stories so they can inspire you to keep thriving and making a difference in your community. And on today's episode, we have Dee Smith.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed. I cannot complain. I'm here and you are here.
We both here.
Yes, right. So Dee, tell me, how is it that you make a difference in your community with your business?
Well, I help people have a better quality of life through offering them foot care. So it's not just your average nail salon. You're going to get a pedicure. I work with podiatrists. And so when your feet hurt, everything hurt. And they not giving you new feet. Once that's gone, it's gone. So I help them understand and educate them. Even if you never see me again, that this is what you do. Going out, especially diabetics, people who are immune compromised, helping them to understand the shoes that you're wearing are probably not the best for you. So
I love that. So what got you into the feet world? That's different. That's unique.
I think now looking back, I really think it was my mama. My mama used to make me massage her feet, rub her feet and massage her feet. And now that I think about it, when I was in school, I didn't do feet though. I did the massage part and all I want to do was nails. Yeah. But I naturally go against the grain, not on purpose, but it's just me. So I was introduced to the Waterless pedicure and I never looked back.
When you say Waterless pedicures, break that down.
So my pedicures aren't traditional. I don't use any water. So it's more so an aesthetic chair or a podiatry chair. You come in and you get your services. I can add steam and things like that. But you don't soak in water. You don't sit in water. I don't need water to cleanse your feet or anything like that.
That's different. What made you say, I want to specialize in this though? Because you could have did nails, you could have did everything, you could have stayed everywhere else, but you specialize in this. Why?
One, because it's not many people that look like me that do it. Two, there was a gap. And I knew that when it comes to medical, there was also money in it as well. So I get to help you and make money. I have fun doing what I do. I get to change your life. It's an instant gratification, and we live off instant gratification. So I can give you instant gratification and it can help you do your at-home regimen. But there was a gap in it. That's how I started off. I could do it. It wasn't a whole lot of people doing it. And I like learning, so let me do it.
I love that. And so when you got started, was it hard for you to market yourself, get attention? How did you go about it?
So I moved. So I went to college. I got a whole degree I used my degree a little bit, but I went to college in Alabama, and then I moved to Florida. And so I said I wasn't about to take all this money and buy all these traditional things. Yeah. So I was like, this is my opportunity to do it, because I had already been introduced to it. So I just did it. And so, in other states up north and things like that, they get all that stuff faster. Yeah. And so here I am. Either people have heard about it or seen it and they wanted it. So it really marketed itself. I put it out there. This is what I did. And even when I was in a traditional nail salon, the only thing I was offering traditional services, I just educated people. So education, and just putting it out there. This is what I do. And I'm not just a traditional nail tech. I'm a certified podiatry assistant. So I go above and beyond what somebody else may do.
So do the general public come, or do somebody have to medically?
No, so I service the general public, but I also get referrals from podiatrists. So if you just taking care of yourself, self-care, you like getting your nails done, that's what I do. But it's just a level above that. I go beyond making sure it's just cute. Because if it ain't right, I'm gonna tell you, you can't get this. You know what I'm saying? We can't do this. Yeah. And I don't care that if you don't like it, because it's with your best interest at heart. Yeah,
that's big. So for us, this is a brand new lane for me. I'm just letting you know. So I'm really want to learn more. So it's deeper than somebody coming with athletic feet and all of that stuff. It's no, this is a real health way of life. It's
Yeah, so the podiatrist will send me people and they'll be like, hey, go to her. I'm one of the only people that I know of in Southeast Florida that offer non-invasive ingrown toenail treatment. So I've had the podiatrists send people to me, and they've taken off their toenail 2 or 3 times and they can't get results. And so they send them to me to see what I can do. So it's,
and what would you do in that procedure? Like, if they keep happening?
So if it keeps happening, I use a product and I put the product on it. And so essentially the products keep their toenail on track. If you think about a train and the tracks, it keeps it on track. So it keeps it on track. And then they ask, what's the maintenance? Well, the maintenance is getting a pedicure every 3 weeks to a month, or whatever your customized regimen is. But once I educate you, the most work come at home. So that's why education is so big, because people think they can come to me and I'm a magician. I might be, but you got to be the other magician and do your part at home. So I tell people, unless you coming to me every day, you're gonna have to do this at home. So it's all about education.
I think that's real big, because I think education is what a lot of people skip. They just like, man, I just want to get to the finish line, but then realize that they're not as good as they thought they was, because they're not continuing learning. The only way to be great is to have lifelong learning. That means you cannot stop.
Ever.
Right?
Never, ever.
And I think that's the most important. And everything that you said, you kept going back to education and teaching and learning. And I think that's really, really important, because that shows me that you actually care for these people.
Right.
And not just doing it.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of them see. And I never realized that people also like conversation. Like, they just be talking and I just be like, oh, okay. So it's interesting for them to see that, they might have went to the doctor and the doctor told them that, this is never going to happen. And you come to little me and I give you some oil to put in there and tell you a couple of things to try, because everything is different for everybody. As we know, our bodies are different. So, just giving them different options. Try this for 6 weeks. Give me 6 weeks doing this, and we get results. And then I tell them, let's go the conservative way. I'm the conservative way. And then if that doesn't work, then I got a doctor on board that I can send you to. And then you can get some medication. And then once you get the medication, you do whatever that is. And then that catapults you to keep you straight. Don't go back to what you was doing, because if you go back, then you got to start over. So
how is your business set up? Is it set up like a traditional aesthetic salon, like spa? Like, how is it set up?
So it's intimate setting. So it's one-on-one setting. I actually just moved into a bigger space, and so it's one-on-one. So it's one-on-one servicing. So every room will be set up the same with a table. I don't have a traditional setup either.
Yeah. No traditional. I don't even think you like that word. Like.
Yeah, no. So every room will be set up with a chair, like an aesthetic bed is what it is, and manicure table. One room will have 2, in case, I have a lot of people, a lot of moms and daughters, dads, and kids and things like that come. But it's intimate setting.
And so how is staffing? Like, are you looking for staff? You already got staff? How is that?
That's coming, because I'm tired. I'm tired. Doing it for a long time. So that's coming soon. I will be looking for people to join my team who's interested in doing what I do.
So what was that level in your mindset? Like, it's time to go to the next level, get a bigger spot. Like, what was that like? What made you push yourself?
So I've always known that I give myself a time frame wherever I'm at. I'm only going to be here this amount of time, and I find myself doing little stuff like I stop decorating. So I make it like uncomfortable. It's weird, because I know I want to be there forever. But this particular time, management made me a little upset. They made me a little upset. And with everything that's going on, I said, I don't have to be here.
Yeah.
And I want to look for another space. So I was going to move. That was the plan. And weirdly enough, it's on target. I've been there for my current space. I was there for 6 years.
Whoa.
And they just made me mad. They don't want to do right. Yeah. The people next door. I negotiated everything for that space. Yeah. And then they tell you location. Yeah, but most importantly, it's the neighbors. You better pay attention to your neighbors. Yeah. But when I first came there, they were fine. And then they started being a little extra. And so between them and management, it made me a little upset. And I said, I don't have to be here. Then I found another place. That's perfect.
Yeah, because you gave them 6 years. That's
6 years. Good tenant. Never complained about anything unless you bother me. And so now, bye.
Let me know, like, when you started to specialize. And the reason why I ask this is because there's so many aesthetic professionals that want to be a one-stop shop, that want to offer everything. And in order to grow, you got to specialize, right? it's a whole nother level. And so for you, what was that first year like in business when you specialized?
So I really didn't start specializing in feet. I've always done feet to the magnitude that I've done in that, but specializing, it's been a couple of years that I just, even my Instagram, if you go look at my Instagram, you really won't see nails. You will see a whole lot of feet, because what I realize is I can specialize in this, but it doesn't mean that you won't ask me, do I do this? Do I offer it? So normally, like if it's a nail salon, yeah, you probably offer nails. You might even offer waxing. But if I want to set myself apart, let me already be different and say, hey, this is what I offer: a waterless pedicure. All services are waterless. And then, if you offer pedicures, you probably offer nails. And so it was really a no-brainer for me. It was just me being in the way of me. So it was, it's been probably, I say maybe 3-4 years that probably about 3 years that I just only started saying, I'm going to focus on feet, because I educate as well. And so I was educating nails. I had a whole nail product line. And then I was like, let me just do this, because let me stop playing with myself.
Yeah, I love that. And so did you see over the years, was it that first year? I always tell people it's so tricky, right? Because when you're specializing in something, it's not enough eyes and ears on you and stuff like that. So it might be your lowest performing year, right? And then probably year 2 and year 3, it should go up. Was that the same case for you in this niche?
Not necessarily, because I was already doing the services. Like, it wasn't like I never did traditional pedicures. So it wasn't like I was adding the service or changing the service. So for me, it was making sure more people was aware that this service can be offered to them, or other forms of payment could be received, or letting podiatrists know, hey, don't send your patients there. You can send them to me. Yeah, so more so that, right.
I love that. And so when you say waterless, do the consumers know what that means?
Yeah, because most of the time they call. So if they know, they'll like, somebody sent me, I was referred. Or if it's a new person and they never call, I let them know, offer up. All services are waterless. Is that okay? Because some people just don't know. And a lot of people, I understand, they just read reviews. And some reviews are, in depth, but I don't know which ones you see. So I always let it be known. And I have never have I ever had pushback that someone said it to me that, I don't think I want to do this because of this. They've never said it. Now, if they had pushback, either I never seen them again, but you can never chop that up to what it is. But I've never had anyone tell me that they don't like it.
I love that. So, And so for you, how is it balancing motherhood plus entrepreneurship?
So that's my godson. So now that I've had him for a little bit, since he's older, it's easier, he can do for himself, but it's trying to show him, you can have whatever you want in life. You don't have to settle for nothing. Like, if you want it, you can have it. So since he's older, it ain't too bad.
I love it. And for you as aesthetic professional, like, how is it? What are some of the marketing aspects are you doing in your area to dominate your area?
So I recently started doing going to events. I'm not an event person. I'm a behind the scenes person. I'm behind the scenes. So what I've been doing, I tried a little bit of ads. I got good with that. A little bit of what is it? Groupon. Okay. But I only do foot massages on them. Okay. So I think that helped. But outside of that, it's really just referrals, word of mouth. Yeah. I don't even pass out cards like that. Like, I put cards at the chiropractor and things like that. But when I first moved to Florida, it was strictly social media, posting, people sharing. Most of my clients come from referrals.
I love that. If you can shine a light on one of your superpowers, what would it be and why?
I'm going to get it done. I can make it happen. Whatever it is, I can make it happen. That's how much I trust me. You can't tell me that it can't be done, because I done did a lot of stuff to make it happen. So it could be done. I think that's my superpower, getting it done.
I think that's super, super big. And a lot of people don't have that confidence in themselves. Where did that stimulate from?
I don't know. I've always been confident in myself. I've always been okay with me. Yeah. I don't know. I've always been that as a kid. As a kid, I knew I wanted to be in the beauty industry. Now, nails did happen by accident. Yeah. But I've always known, I didn't want to, really work for, anybody else, or I don't know. Yeah. I've always had it.
That's big. And I know you said something about it was a big change for you when you realized you didn't have to use your own money?
Oh, listen, please, y'all, stop trying to use your own money. I mean, and it's good. I think starting off, you think it's like I did this by myself. Cause me, like, you know, I don't like paying bills. Like, not like paying, I want it to be paid off and I don't have to pay it, right? I don't want to have to keep paying something.
Once a year.
Right. Yeah. Like, let me just pay it once a year and we're done. We won't have to worry about it. So for me, when I first moved to Florida and I opened my first salon, my first location, I did it all by myself. I did it all with the money I made, money I had. And that's, like an honor. Like, I did it by myself, didn't nobody help me. And then when you start growing and then you start seeing stuff and you like, well, why is it taking me so long? And well, what is it? Yeah, let me get somebody else money. Give me that. Yeah. And so then I realized, like, well, you can do the same thing with somebody else's money and they're gonna give you more money. Yeah. And so why not? Like, you don't gotta wait, because one thing my grandma taught me is can't nobody get what you ain't got. So I'm paying it back. But if it comes a time I don't have to pay it, I can't pay it back, guess what? So I'm gonna let you know I'm not able to do this right now. You know, this is what it is. You can't get what I don't got. I don't care what I sign. Yeah. Like, because that's the nature of the beast. And I understand that. Like, I understand how the world operates. I understand it's a give and take situation. And I understand that no matter what it is in black and white, if I don't got it, I can't give it to you. And so it was kind of me holding me back because I don't want to pay something.
So what was that first process like when you first got your first, loan?
We gonna do it I'm gonna do this how I really want to do it. Yeah. And what you scared for, because you did it for 6 years. Like, what you scared for? Like, and either you gonna do it or you not gonna do it.
What was that first amount you got?
So $20,000.
How did you break that $20,000 up in your business?
So I did it based off like relocation, retail, and decor. Like, you know, that's how I broke mine down. And whatever else I didn't, that I think that it's gonna be it was a little bit more, I do it myself. Yeah. Cause I know I get it done. YouTube works wonders. And hey, daddy, how you do this? Yeah. So yeah, like, that's how I broke it down. Like, and it was, you know, it's different when you got it to pull from and you want to manage it different versus you trying to figure out where you're going to get it from and how you're going to make it happen. Big difference. So yeah.
And the reason why I ask is because there's some aesthetic professionals, they'll get, you know, some a loan or whatever, but then they forgot why they got the loan and they go blow it in the wrong places. And
$20,000 is nothing. Yeah. It is nothing. Yeah. You understand me? Nothing.
So that thing it came and went the same day.
And the crazy part is, I had the money so long, it had started paying itself back. Yeah. So yeah, but it, like, allocation and understand what you're doing and what you absolutely need. Like, when I had people coming to do estimates, like, okay, well, that's a little bit more than I wanted to pay for that. So I'm going to do this, but I do need you to do this because I can't do that. Yeah. So understanding and not being like, oh, well, I got money, so no, because that's not why we got this.
I love that. If you can say something to an aesthetic professional about the importance of specializing, what would that message be? Look in this camera.
Trust your process and don't be afraid to do it, because we all have a moment where we know that I should do this. Like, yourself tells you should do this and you don't do it. So trust yourself and trust your process.
Sometimes, you know, they done lied to themselves so much about the littlest things. Hey, I'm going to do the dishes today. Hey, I'm going to take out the trash. Hey, I'm going to do all those is lies. And when that happens, it's like, it's hard for you to trust yourself.
This is true. You got to go against the grain sometimes. Like, if you've been lying to yourself, you know you've been lying to yourself. In that one moment, you know that you have to go against the grain.
Yeah, do something new.
You got to do something new. You got to do something different. With me, it was get along and do what you really want to do with it, because you have proven to yourself for years that you could do it. You've been doing this for like 14, 15 years.
Yeah. What's the next level for you?
Next, I want to only do feet. And then after I only do feet, I just want to educate. I've been educating. I educate at Premiere, some of the bigger shows. So I want to do education full time.
Okay. And when you say educate, what you like?
So I've taught nails. So teaching nails, teaching skill set and then teaching people how to open up successful businesses and operate them. I think I'm really good with that because I can do it with any business. Like I can sit here and we can go back and forth all day about ideas and they just come to me like that. So I'm really good at that.
And then it sounds like you good executing.
Yeah,
a little bit.
When the fear isn't there, like when opportunity presents itself. Now, I'm not gonna be foolish. Yeah. I'm not gonna be foolish. I don't care how scared I am or nothing like that. I will execute. Yeah. It might take me a little bit longer than I like, but I will execute because failing ain't an option. Yeah, I can get a lesson, but I ain't gonna fail.
Yeah, I love that, and I think the biggest thing with entrepreneurship, especially in our culture, is fear. And the reason why is because we haven't did something. It's unknown. We don't know where it's going to go. And we really don't have nobody to coach us through it because they have fears of what we might go through. And it's like we always think about the negative outcomes. I call it the Dr. Strange effect. We always look at all of these possible outcomes, but we always go for the negative ones. We never look at, this actually will work. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to do whatever it takes so it can work and I can make a difference. I don't need to go ask this person, should I do something? Because the things that they were supposed to do, they didn't do. So why should I expect them to encourage me to do?
Right. You better encourage yourself.
100%. And your legacy and your future and what it is that you want to do for your community. I think those are the biggest things for me personally. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'll be like, man, sometimes I'm an entrepreneur. I'll be like, man, this don't make sense. I don't want to do it. I'm not.
Right, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, somebody else gonna do it, because it's not in alignment. I think I'm in a season where I'm taking more control of my alignment, which I never did before. I always wanted to help. And if the alignment don't match where I'm going, I can't help right now.
Yeah, because then you feel like you get the short end of the stick. Like
I always do.
You helped everybody, you see even everybody greatness, but they don't see it in themselves. Yeah. And then you be like, it was a waste of my time. Yeah. Like that's how you feel. So I get that.
And getting the short end of the stick when you're short is crazy, like, yo.
Yeah.
Can I get something?
Give me something to work with, just a little bit something. But yeah, I completely understand it. Yeah. Completely understand it.
First of all, why was it important for you to get on a flight with your godson and make it here?
Number one, I get to tell other people my story. I get to help encourage people because I do that genuinely. But it was an opportunity to network with somebody new that I've only seen a little bit of. It was just a new opportunity, and I would have been a fool not to do it.
I love it. And the reason why I ask, because some people make excuses and don't show up or make excuses. This and that happened, but you didn't. Yeah. And so I wanted to know why.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity, and I like to travel. So
that's dope.
Quick flight, yeah.
And why was it important for you to bring your godson?
Well, so he could see, to show him it's fun. You get to plane ride, but you also get to see what hard work is. He's always known me for doing nails. Yeah. So you get to see the dope stuff you can do as an entrepreneur. You get to see the fun side of it, It gave him a little experience. He got his first massage and tried some Indian food. So for me, it's all about experience. Yeah. Whatever it is, you don't have to wait till you get old to experience stuff. And it's the same thing in business. It's experience, but that experience start before you come in here. The experience start on the phone. It start on social media. That's what people miss. They miss the experience. They think they selling a service and they're not.
Service mean nothing. The service is a commodity. Anybody can sell that.
Right. Everybody can sell that.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah.
Right? So I love that. Dee, I want to thank you for showing up. Absolutely. I want to thank you for being yourself. And I want to also thank you for understanding what specializing means, because I think we as a culture, we don't know what that means yet. Mm-hmm. We brainwashed to be one-stop shops. And I think to specialize in something is probably the hardest thing that we have to do in business when we getting it going, right? Because I just had to specialize. Mm-hmm. Right? Now it's 1 year now I've been specializing in aesthetics, mm-hmm. right? And when I tell you, it was the hardest transition of my 14 years in business.
Did you feel like you're going to miss something?
Yeah, I think that probably what it was.
I think that's the biggest thing.
I think it's and then it's I'm known already to a world that I'm not known in.
So I was known for shaping nails. People used to come for me just to shape their nails. When I first moved there. So I get it.
Yeah. But I tell people this was the best decision I ever made. I'm the clearest I ever been in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you build a system, right? We had to keep rebuilding the system. Now we built the system one time and we use it 1,000 times.
Right. And you just got to do a little maintenance here and there.
Man. And so we get to help aesthetic professionals all across the country shoot content and do automations and systems and better serve their communities, all because we specialized in something. So for me, it's like a bigger purpose. And to see some of them like, yo, I done helped 1,000 people since y'all done came in. All because y'all came in, I done changed my community this, I done did that. We like, oh my gosh, it's a blessing because we look at it like we helping you, but we also helping the people that you serve. Right. So our impact is felt bigger. And
right. Versus one small, one person, one individual person, one individual business. So
I want to thank you just for showing up.
Absolutely. Thank you for making this space for us to come on here and share our stories and help other people.
I think it's beyond important because when you look at the aesthetic industry, you see all of the other ethnicities, they do about 1.3 million a year with one provider, right? Mm-hmm. In the Black aesthetics, it's rare that we see them do 150,000 a year.
I believe it.
And the reason why is because of lack of mindset, content, of course, marketing, but just seeing other people go through something and overcome it, I think is the biggest thing, because they're looking at the other ethnicities and want to be them instead of being comfortable as themselves.
Right.
And so
makes sense.
So that's why we created this platform, just so y'all can share y'all story. And it's like, and they be like, well, Dante, why you don't charge? Why? No, it don't hurt me to help.
And you see the comments, so like people, I was reading the comments like, oh, I like this, I'm tuning in. And so it's really dope to see the comments and get to see like the people that you help, or that light bulb might have went off for somebody like, okay, let me really do this. Like it's somebody else, I just seen her or I just seen him do it. So let me do it. And it's all because you created a space and you made a decision to have a niche.
Yeah, it was a bad decision. And like we said, we going to give it, we got a minimum of 10 years in here that we're going to give all the way in, ups, downs, good, bad, and we're going all in, though.
That's how you got to do it.
I want to thank you for tuning in to the Content Aesthetic Show. And the biggest thing I want you to take away from this episode is to specialize. You're going to be scared to grow. It's going to look scary some seasons, but it's going to be worth it because you get to dominate stronger than anybody else in your marketplace because it's bigger than the product. It is about the experience. And you can give the best experience when you master something. And when I say master, you will never fully master, but you can start dominating unlike anybody else. So use this episode to guide you in that direction of dominating your industry in your area and making a difference. I'm Dontel Antonio, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Content Aesthetic Show.